So guys, by now you probably know that Tesla makes continual updates to vehicles as parts and components are available. This is what makes them so different than any other manufacturer out there. Typically, with other car manufacturers, you can expect a mid-life cycle refresh around the 2-year mark, and with 4-year being the complete overhaul or the complete redesign when the sales start to decline. But here, with Tesla leading the way and choosing a completely different approach, something new, something completely different, and starting from the very beginning, this is what a lot of other EV manufacturers are trying to achieve. They don't adhere to any model year rollout, nor do they care about any mid-life cycle refreshes. They bring out parts to vehicles as soon as they are available. Now the biggest part here, and I do believe this is why Tesla is such an amazing car, is that all they care about is keeping customers happy, and they will slowly roll out gradually newer parts, newer components and upgrades to keep them staying in the same family. And also, the best part about owning a Tesla is that we are able to communicate directly with the CEO and the Tesla team. This is where they'll take our considerations very seriously and put them into action. I think this is the part that really sets out Tesla from every other car manufacturer out there. So the first example to this, and the closest example you can possibly compare to, is going to be the blacked out design that you see in every Tesla being sold right now. From the door handles to the side cameras to the window trims, these are all recommendations and all requests that we as owners given to Tesla that we wanted, and this is exactly why we have them in our cars right now. So instead of taking delivery of your car with chrome trims as you did with prior models, now you have a car that is completely blacked out. It just looks so much more sophisticated and better in every single way. But of course, there are preferences out there, and a lot of people do like the chrome trims. In this case, there are different options that you can go with third parties. But I would think here that the majority of people are very satisfied that Tesla has taken this approach, and it's all thanks to you guys that we have been able to switch over to something a lot more durable and a lot more sleek looking. Now, the second thing here that you may have glossed over, and I think this is the biggest user input upgrade of them all, this is going to be the center console that is inside of the previous Model 3s and Model Ys. Outside of the pretty ridiculous design where it triggers an alert 90% of the time when you're trying to close the lid, there is also the fact that it is such a fingerprint magnet that you would not believe it. The lid of the storage compartment itself is comprised of a very high polished plastic. This gives it a very true and very premium feel. However, it does bring a lot of other downsides that a lot of owners really dislike. So because of this, the first thing that owners would do after taking delivery of their car is install some sort of sticker or wrap that would avoid all the possible fingerprints that would occur if they had left it empty. And to be quite honest, I was one of them. Owning a 2021 Model Y with the exact same center console, I finally gave in and wrapped the whole thing just because of how many times I had to clean it up, and seeing all the dust and grease on this same plastic piece, it just drove me nuts each and every single time. So finally, again, after users' input, shortly after the release, Tesla scrapped the entire center console and gave us a more refined, much better lid and much better texture overall. Now this design here was such a hit that it stayed, and it stayed for many years up until this very point. Even on the newest cars that are being sold, still use this exact same mechanism as well as the same texture points. Alright, so here we are in 2024, the same method still applies, and this is going to be our very first user input review or change that we are getting for this year. Tesla has just done something that we've wanted for a very long time, and it finally made its way up to the design team. The Model Y has always been a good looking SUV, especially it being electric, but the only one downside has always got to be its wheels. Outside of the performance Uber turbines or possibly even the inductions, the base wheel choice that we have here is something that we've always tried to avoid looking at. The similarity between the prior two wheels are the fact that they look a lot more aggressive and a lot more sporty, especially the fact that they both come in black, whereas the 19-inch Gemini wheels that are available for the base and long-range model, these have been the two-tone silver and black that we have seen for various years now, ever since the Model Y was released. Now, to be quite blunt here, it looks very ugly from the beginning of times. I don't think this would work for any single car out there, be it EV or internal combustion. It is just a design choice that is a disaster, and I don't know why Tesla has chosen it. But the fact that it is there is the reason why the Model Y doesn't look good. Now, I know a lot of you guys in the comments are probably going to say that this is just an aero cap. It doesn't matter too much because you can take it out. But the wheels underneath it look just as bad. It doesn't look good at all. I don't know why this design choice overall was created, but it's there. And this is the reason why I believe that the aero cap should just stay on to cover everything that we see underneath. So essentially what owners end up doing is they pull the aero caps off, they spray paint the entire thing, and they slap it back on, and this looks so much better. If you haven't already done this yet and you do have the two-tone, I definitely recommend it. However, this doesn't seem factory whatsoever, and this is where a lot of us have been requesting it from Tesla. With that being said, this recommendation has always been there for Tesla, and they've taken their sweet time, but finally, they are now offering the blacked out version 19-inch Gemini wheels for the Model Y. Now, this blacked out version is currently only available for the US, but I believe this will expand to the rest of the world once production has ramped. And although just a few days ago, Tesla had decided that they were going to be charging $500 for this black version and keeping the other one as standard, they have reversed this decision and just removed the two-tone completely, keeping the base model completely standard and free. So this means that as of right now, if you are going to be ordering a Model Y, you are going to be getting only one selection, and that is going to be the black version of the Gemini wheels, and this is going to be without any additional money at all. So this is really great for those of you guys that have been on the sideline regarding what you're going to be doing with the wheels. Now, the funny thing to all this is that if you are still interested in the two-tone Gemini wheels for whatever reason, you can still buy it from the parts catalog for $35 additional. This is just there if you really like the design and you really want to replace your previous one with this. So yeah, there you have it. All of this is just really great news, and it shows that Tesla is really hearing out their customers and giving them exactly what they want. There will obviously be continual updates throughout the year, but if you are in the market for a Model Y right now with all the federal incentives, this is such a great time to buy. Now, just on an additional side note here, and it's not a big deal at all, but due to EPA's stricter guidelines and requirements, Tesla had to make slight modifications and adjustments to their EPA ratings. So this means that the range is going to be at 308, whereas previously it was 310 miles. Keep in mind that this doesn't necessarily affect the car whatsoever, and it may just give you a much better range estimates when you do turn on your HVAC and anything else. This can even give you more range than what's estimated now that the system is very conservative. If you drive very slowly, you can even exceed all of that. So just keep that all in mind and don't worry about it too much. But this is what you're getting for the Model Y if you are planning to buy today. But yeah, guys, this is the most recent update we have for this version of the Model Y. Of course, there is going to be a ton more coming out, especially with the Juniper upgrade. So definitely stick around, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification if you haven't already done so, and follow me on Twitter at HeyJohnE. Over there, you guys will get the latest, as well as you guys can DM me, chat with me anytime, and I'll try to respond as quickly as possible. But this should be it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is John once again. Peace out.